This is Mac OS Ken.
MLB is staying on Apple TV, nominations in the never-ending award season, and a great speech from Apple CEO Tim Cook. It is Thursday, the 20th of November, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by NordLayer. Secure your network, block threats to your business, and get 28% off NordLayer yearly plans today with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. The Apple TV subscription service is turning into something of a sports destination. While we've heard that both F1, the races, and Major League Soccer will be included with an Apple TV subscription beginning next year, rumor had Friday Night Baseball leaving Apple TV. Turns out not. Mac Rumors says subscribers to the Cupertino streamer will keep getting 2 games every Friday night. Major League Baseball made the announcement yesterday, indicating that the deal will run through at least the 2028 season. Well, this is a tiny bit embarrassing. Apple Insider says Apple TV has picked up 23 nominations for next spring's Children's and Family Emmy Awards. The embarrassing part: the largest number of nominations went to a show that Apple canceled. The Taika Waititi series adaptation of the 1981 movie Time Bandits picked up nominations in 7 categories. 5 of those, including for writing, directing, art direction, hairstyling and makeup, and visual effects for a live-action program, went to the show's premiere episode. The other 2 were for Lisa Kudrow, lead performer in a preschool, children's, or young teen program, and for the show as a whole, nominated for Young Teen Series. Other Children's and Family Emmy noms for Apple TV include 5 for Wonder Pets, In the City, 3 for Jane, 2 each for the shows Eva the Owlet, Goldie, and the show Me, and 1 each for Wandla and Yo Gabba Gabba Land. Too big for just one night. Apple Insider says winners of the 4th annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards will be announced across 2 ceremonies. Those will be held on Sunday the 1st of March and Monday the 2nd. Staying on the awards tip, Apple has announced the 45 finalists for this year's App Store Awards. Apple's press release says the awards recognize the best apps and games across 12 different categories for creating exceptional experiences that inspire users to accomplish more, reimagine their daily workflows, and push creative boundaries. Global App Store editors will choose the winners. Apple says those will be announced in the coming weeks. Apple's M3 iPad Air has landed among the refurbs. Introduced in March of this year, a piece from Mac Rumors says Apple's relatively recent tablet has turned up for the first time in a number of the company's refurbished stores. That includes stores in Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Spain, the UK, and the US. Everything in Apple's refurbished offerings is brought back to like-new condition. For iPads, that means a new battery, a new outer shell, deep cleaning, inspection, and all the usual accessories. They come with a 1-year warranty and are eligible for Apple Care Plus. Apple knocks about 15% off the price of its refurbished goods. That's great if you want to buy directly from Apple. That said, Mac Rumors points out that Apple-authorized resellers often have new gear at lower cost than Apple's like-new offerings. With the holiday shopping season straight ahead, you gotta figure there might be bigger savings than Apple's 15% out there. Still, if straight from the source is what you want, M3 iPad Air is in Apple's refurbished store. We'll take a trip through relatively recent history in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, NordLayer. a toggle-ready network security platform built for today's business. Trust no one isn't just a cool catchphrase from an old TV show. Today, it is how business stays safe. NordLayer is based on zero trust, meaning access is only granted to the right users under the right conditions. Sounds restrictive, and it is. NordLayer is built to be safe, but it's also built to be simple. No huge setup, no new hardware. NordLayer is a layer of security that works across your existing platforms and devices. Quick deployment, step-by-step onboarding, 24/7 support. NordLayer stands ready to guard your business. Strengthen your protection today and do it with a great deal. Get their exclusive Black Friday offer. 28% off NordLayer yearly plans with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. This offer is only good until the 10th of December, so you don't want to wait. Try it risk-free with their 14-day money-back guarantee. Keep your workers working safely and guard against outside threats with NordLayer. Get 28% off yearly plans with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. That's coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. Hopefully more and more people are coming around to the view that a company is not some faceless, shapeless thing that exists apart from society. A company is a collection of human beings and part of the fabric of our society. A company like ours has a culture, it has values, and it has a voice. Apple has spoken out and will continue to speak out for what we believe as a company, and the positions we take will continue to guide our actions. That was Apple CEO Tim Cook earlier this week. I'm kidding. That was Tim Cook 8 years ago when he was being honored with Freedom Forum's 2017 Free Speech Award. The Freedom Forum is a nonpartisan U.S. foundation dedicated to freedom of the press, freedom of speech, and freedom of thought, and they gave Tim Cook an award 8 years ago. Companies can and should have values. We have a perspective on major public issues, and we are prepared to take a stand for things that we deeply believe in. No, that was not Tim Cook earlier this week. That was Tim Cook 8 years ago. Earlier this week, a piece from Apple Insider says Cook attended a White House dinner hosted by the President of the United States to honor Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Keeping up with those world leaders, the president called a member of the press piggy this week for pressing a question he didn't like. As for the Crown Prince, a few years ago he either ordered or approved the killing of a journalist with whom he disagreed. From the BBC on Tuesday, U.S. President Donald Trump said Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman knew nothing about the 2018 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi as he welcomed the kingdom's de facto ruler to the White House. Trump's comments appeared to contradict the U.S. intelligence assessment in 2021, which determined the Crown Prince had approved the operation that led to Khashoggi's death at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in 2018. From NBC News, Crown Prince Mohammed, 40, became an international pariah after the 2018 murder of Khashoggi, a fierce critic of his government. At the time, Trump defended the Saudi government, even after the CIA concluded that the Crown Prince himself ordered the killing. And just so we're fair and balanced, this from Fox News. During Trump's first term in office, there was international outcry over the brutal killing of Khashoggi, a Saudi journalist who wrote for the Washington Post and was an outspoken critic of the Saudi regime. The CIA concluded at the time that Mohammed bin Salman ordered Khashoggi's murder. To be clear, Tim Cook was not alone at this week's White House dinner. Other notables present to honor the Crown Prince included Dell's Michael Dell, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang, Paramount Global CEO David Ellison, General Motors CEO Mary Barra, and more. Now, during his Freedom Forum acceptance address 8 years ago, Cook did stress the importance of listening. "We owe it to ourselves to listen," said Cook. "We need to challenge our own thinking, and in doing so, allow that someone else may just be right." Cook went on to say, "We must be open to opposing and alternative points of view, not alternative facts, but alternative experiences, opinions, and arguments." But for there to be an argument, you kind of have to argue at some point, don't ya? Anyway, that's what past Tim Cook seemed to think. For our democracy to work, we are not just free to express ourselves. In a sense, we are obligated to do so. So said the man who would eventually be quiet about renaming the Gulf of Mexico and Apple Maps and the removing of immigration and customs enforcement apps from the App Store. "If the public square falls silent," said Tim Cook in 2017, "the whole system is at risk." Cook's speech is well written and believable 8 years ago. Other honorees that year included U.S. Representative John Lewis, Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, and ABC's Martha Raddatz, among others. The whole ceremony is up on YouTube. You can find it by searching for 2017 Free Expression Awards. The Cook part starts about 54 minutes in. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by NordLayer. Get 28% off NordLayer yearly plans today with coupon code macOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSKen at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macOSKen.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
And now, crickets.